Since I moved to Westeros in 2006, I've been privileged to look out from my croft across the great expanse of water known as the Minch to the Isle of Skye and the Outer Hebrides. The Shiant Isles are silhouetted against the slightly more distant Isle of Harris, and they are framed, in my view, on the horizon between the nearest headland and the tall dunes which shelter our croft from the sea. They are a constant in my day, when the Minch mists allow. When I look out through my studio windows, my eyes are drawn to the far distance, and the Shiants are always there, an enigmatic outline on the horizon. Their name apparently derives from the Irish Gaelic Shianta, meaning consecrated, hallowed, or charmed, and in Scottish Gaelic they are Nahilan and Shianta, meaning holy or enchanted isles. They're also known by the people of Harris and Lewis as Nahilanan Mora, the Big Isles. Often, they're merely a darker silhouette delineated against the further, even hazier Isles of Harris and Lewis behind them. But their presence, steady and true on that base line of the horizon, is what my eyes always seek first thing in the morning as I wonder what the day might hold. Some days, the low, curved and hunched spine of the Shiants can barely be seen through veils of mist, which seem to tease the eye. They may or may not part from time to time, allowing only glimpses of a bleak grey silhouette. I've been exploring such elemental interplay in my work since moving to Westeros some years ago, and my perception of the Shiant Isles had, for over a decade, been limited to this enigmatic, two-dimensional view of these mysterious silhouettes on the horizon from my studio. There's an intimidating line of large, scary islets which guard the waters to the west of the Shiants, known as the Galtas, or Galtas in Gaelic. A daunting visual barrier to seafarers, the seas round about them are notorious for their unpredictability and dangerous currents. In folklore, this stretch of water is known as the Stream of the Blue Men, inhabited by mythological creatures who look out for stricken boats to sink and sailors to drag under the waves. The Galtacan include Galta Beg, Borach, the stooping silhouette of an old man, right here, Stachan Ledger, and Galta Mor. From my vantage point on the mainland, they are, despite their diminished scale, a compelling presence. In their rugged, fierce isolation, they are some days like defiant, rocky fists, thrusting their way up through the waves, interrupting the visual plane. The idea of their remoteness, their detachment from the world, appealed to me and was something I've been keen to explore. Until I finally set foot on the Shiants during the summer of 2019, the islands had been a blank canvas upon which I could impose any and all imaginings. On experiencing the islands up close for the first time, my previous notions of them were transformed. I was now able to see them as they truly are, fundamental. In their austere, rugged, and uncompromising beauty, they teem with life and a richness I hadn't even imagined. The mystery of distance has been erased and replaced with a sense of awe, of an unfathomable wisdom held by these rocks, about the essence of our spinning globe and an almost unimaginable energy of spirit. The sheer scale and drama of the daunting cliffs of columnar basalt rising from the sea is overpowering, and it has been thrilling to explore the new, enriched perspective I have of this extraordinary place, and to create a new body of work inspired by it. The more time I spend looking at these rock faces, the more I sense that there is so much they can tell us, if only we're willing to listen and to look. When I first looked up in wonder at the magnificent north face of Garvelian, I sensed something very much alive, a slumbering, primordial beast or spirit. From a slight distance, the ambiguity of the surface forms barely contain a phenomenal energy which doesn't simply lurk beneath, but it lays bare the violent upheavals of the natural forces which made them. It's been my intention to explore this in a series of drawings, paintings, and photographs for the exhibition Spirit of Beyond, the Shiant Isles, due to be held in Gairloch Museum in the summer of 2021. The Shiants have a fascinating and complex history, rich with folklore, myth, geology, and intrigue. Unearthed by Adam Nicholson and passionately described in his book Sea Room. They are well known for their huge population of seabirds, including tens of thousands of Atlantic puffins which breed in burrows on the slopes of Garvelian, and great numbers of guillemots, razorbills, fulmars, kittiwakes, shags, gulls, and skuas. During this most recent trip, however, most of the birds had long ago left for warmer climes, but the shags, guillemots, and gulls seemed very much at home. Is that it? Before my first trip to the islands in 2019, I imagined that they embodied all of the qualities I'd attributed as a Canadian to the North. Somewhere remote, other, empty, still, expansive and open, pristine and unspoiled, an absence of the world, if you like. Since coming to the islands, my concept of north has been transformed. Now I can see a truer north embodied in the Shiant Isles as something much more complex, rich, and above all fundamental to an understanding of our precarious presence on this planet.